Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of 12 Pack Talks. My name is Joe, and joining me are Nick, Noah, and Caleb. Our main topic for this episode is movies, and while we talk about movies, we'll be joined by the brew of choice for this week, which is Down East Cider. It's a Massachusetts favorite. But first, a disclaimer for this episode: since we will be talking about movies, there will be a high chance we will be going to a spoiler territory, so please proceed with caution. All right, boys, let's get to talking.
Oh, it's
well put, Joe. Well
Thank
put.
you.
I mean, I honestly think Joe is the best radio announcer of any of us. He's got this shit down. But...
Oh, don't try to flatter me.
He's got that smooth talking voice.
Yeah.
He's got those sweet baritones.
Yeah, is he Smooth Steve from K-Jazz?
Maybe, yeah.
Hi, this
Maybe
is
I should,
Steve Jazz. Welcome to Jump
Steve from
Back.
K-Jazz.
Tonight we've got a special guest, a young man. He's gonna play us a song.
Oh, that was so great.
Classic.
Maybe I could have
Oh
been a
my
radio
gosh.
host.
The most obscure reference we'll probably make.
Yeah, no one will understand that. Yeah, Joe. There you go. You still got hope.
We here at 12 Pack Talks, we did want to give just a brief apology that this is coming out a little bit later than we would have liked. Had a little bit of a technical snafu when we originally recorded this. So sorry about the being released here just a week later than normal. But on the plus side, though, hey, that means back-to-back weeks of 12 Pack Talks. So you guys just get all that listenership right there. So there we go. But yeah, guys. So as Joe mentioned, topic of movies here. I think it'd be cool just for all of us just to start. It's kind of like give a couple movies that we think is just like top tier. It's absolute beautiful work of cinema.
Are we gonna specify this time like 2 or like 4?
I mean, honestly, I think it just like anywhere between 2 to 4. We'll say we could do either, whatever, however many you want.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll start with my top number one, and that would be 28 Days Later with Cillian Murphy, because it's just one of the top tier Resident Evil. Resident Evil is another movie that's one of my top tiers, but zombie movie is what I mean. They're both zombie movies, but yeah, it's one of the top tier zombie movies that's like just always hold a place in my heart. That's one of them.
I saw 28 Weeks Later, which is the sequel to it, and I gotta say it was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, because Cillian Murphy wasn't in it. And Cillian Murphy is, if anybody knows, he plays in Peaky Blinders and all that. He's a really good actor. But yeah, 28 Weeks Later is not it's fun to watch, but it's kind of a no-go. A lot of people,
That's a no-go. Yeah, I would say one of my favorite movies. See, I have two. Two that I like. They're neck and neck for me, and they're some of the best comedy movies, in my opinion, of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Superbad.
Yeah.
Number 2,
Yep.
Step Brothers. I mean, they're both great flicks.
They're very easily quotable.
As you can see, my taste in movie is nothing great. But no, Step Brothers, as you've probably heard, Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, they're literally step brothers. And they're like middle-aged step brothers. They're trying to figure out how to live with each other after being, kind of like the only child, even though they're like not. But that's a whole thing. You'll have to watch the movie to get that whole gist.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of jokes. One of the best quotable movies of all time.
Ever.
You can literally quote almost any aspect of that movie, and somebody will know what you're talking about. Anywhere from like, if you touch my drum set, I will stab you in the neck with a knife.
The clown has no penis.
When they're waking up and yes. What are you guys doing?
Those two are
so
awesome.
good.
But that movie's classic. And then Superbad, the bunch of teens that are trying to get alcohol for a party so that these girls will fall in love with them. They get separated.
McLovin.
And then there's McLovin, who ends up getting a fake ID to try to buy alcohol. Doesn't go. Well, he gets like knocked the fuck out. And then he ends up spending the rest of the time with the cops who just go show him a good time. And it's a whole thing. You got to watch it. It's a classic. who doesn't love Superbad?
Both of those movies are so quotable.
True. It's about Superbad though, like Seth Rogen wrote that when he was a senior
Really?
in high school.
Did you
Oh
really?
yeah, I actually
That's
knew
awesome.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's
That's cool.
it's crazy. Like, yeah, I mean it's amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, Superbad. Like, its concept isn't too complex, but like to think that somebody at the age of 17 or 18 wrote that,
Yeah.
that's nuts. Like,
That's so awesome.
yeah, Giraffe. What you got, buddy?
Seth Rogen is super underrated.
Yeah, I agree,
Yeah,
Nick.
he is.
So yeah, mine are kind of polar opposites. One's very serious and dark, and the other one's just extremely random. So first one, I'd say Shawshank Redemption. It's just like such a good story, I guess. If you're unfamiliar, it's a guy who is accused of killing his wife, gets sent to jail for life, and after 20 years, he actually escapes. And like at the end, you're still not really sure like if he did it or not. The fact is that he just like was so determined to get out that he did. And it's got Morgan Freeman in one of his greatest roles, I think, and Tim Robbins. And it's just a good performance, acting-wise, storyline. It's just great. Then the other one is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So that movie is just it's just so ridiculous. It's so random, and it's so unique. There's nothing like it. Michael Cera is an underrated actor. He's so good in that movie.
He is, and it's funny
just
to
funny.
see Chris Evans in
that. Yes, Chris Evans. He's such a
Yeah.
jerk in that. Like, it's just so funny though.
Yeah.
It's just so random, and I absolutely love
Rise
it.
the railing.
Yeah, and the music. You know, it's music. I love music, so.
It's got a banging soundtrack
Yes,
too.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys know that Captain Marvel is in that too? The actress.
Really?
Oh, Brie Larson?
Really?
Captain Marvel is in that. Yeah, she is his. Yeah, she's his ex-girlfriend in the other band. that they fight.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes
okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here comes the light bulb, boys. Here, we're there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's been a while. I should watch that movie again.
I've seen it so many times.
It's
It's crazy.
fantastic.
But yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I've got a couple of them to pick. So similar to Giraffe, mine are very different ends of the spectrum. First off, a movie that we all adore that none of us thought that we would is Pitch Perfect. Love that movie so much. If you guys haven't seen it, it's about this
good.
Anna Kendrick who goes to college but she doesn't really want to. But you know she's got a free ride because her dad works there, and she ends up joining this a cappella group, and it's just her whole story, and it's all about fitting in and like acceptance and stuff like that. But like it's super funny. It's like I was turned off by it a little bit at first because I'm like, oh, a cappella in college, like that sounds horrible, but it's hysterical. Like it's wicked funny. It's super entertaining. If you haven't seen it, I don't know who hasn't seen it or at least heard of it by this point, but it is excellent. And not only that, just they got some nice looking people on that movie. So, but that's Nick's favorite part.
Oh my gosh.
But and the cup.
Yeah,
song
the songs
too.
are big.
The movie itself is just aka awesome, man. What can I say? It's a guilty pleasure in the Brown house.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I hate
So
me
yeah,
for that.
so yeah, that's one pick of mine. The other one is, I would have to say, probably, if you guys haven't seen it, The Departed, which is a mobster movie that came out in, I think it was 2006. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, let's see, who else? Martin Sheen, Mark Wahlberg, and oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name right now? Who's the main actor in The Shining?
Keanu Reeves?
No, not Keanu. In The
Jack
Shining?
Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson. There it
No,
is.
Jack Nicholson.
that's not, I said that before. You
Keanu
said The
Reeves.
Oh.
I I know
Oh,
we've
yeah,
talked
Jack
about
Nicholson.
Cyberpunk a lot, Giraffe, but
I didn't hear you say The Shining yet.
but yeah. So I mean, it's amazing. It's
Oh my gosh.
But damn,
well, that's the one.
that's-
That's one that you mentioned last time, so that's why it's like.
but that's a stacked cast.
There's a one of the most
What next?
was it cinematography? I don't know, the cinematography. I don't know if I'm making up words now, boys, but I'm gonna. No,
Cinematic.
the cinematography. That's the word I wanted. Cinematography. Yeah, the cinematography in
cinematography.
American Beauty.
CinnamonToastography.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, the cinematostography
Oh yes.
in American Beauty is top tier. Arguably one of the best
Top tier.
Oh yes.
cinematographical toast graphics
Yeah.
movie of all time.
Cinnamon toast graphical.
Cinnamon toast graphics in that movie are just out of this world.
I was hungry throughout the whole movie.
Cinnamon toast graphics.
It just, if you haven't seen that movie,
I just kept
it's
wanting
super
to drink
existential.
milk.
It's great. The whole thing's wild. It follows Kevin Spacey in an existential crisis.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
Oh,
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
it is awesome. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. No.
So
On a
what-
serious note, it is a good movie.
No, yeah. It's actually funny. We're just making. I was leaving work the other morning. We were making fun of. Well, we're not making fun of, but we were referencing that movie with the plastic bag floating in through the wind because someone had dropped a plastic bag of like just sliced cheese in like a little Ziploc, and it was in the parking lot.
What?
So then one of my coworkers put it on another coworker's car as funsies, and then they were like, "What the fuck is this?" And then threw it, but it landed in a tree. So we're just like, and I was like, it's the cheese tree. It's the fucking, it's beautiful, just sitting there in the tree. It's like American Beauty.
That's beautiful.
Oh my
It
god.
I
was
love
like,
that.
yeah. We're like, whose bag of cheese is this?
Yo, somebody's
Still in the
super sad they
parking lot.
lost their cheese.
Yeah, but it's sitting in it's just blowing in the wind in a tree somewhere.
I'm crying right now.
So random.
Yeah,
I know.
but it was it was just funny.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You know, another movie that's wild. I don't know. You guys probably haven't seen it, but my soccer boys were telling me, they're like, you got to watch this movie. And I was like, what is it? Like, do I actually need to watch this movie? And they go, like, you're going to love this. It's called Division III Football's Finest. And they're like,
All
Coach,
right.
it's the best
I've heard
movie
of it.
you will watch. And I was like, okay,
Really?
I guess we'll give it a shot. So I watch it. And oh my. I've seen the movie twice,
Is it?
maybe 3 times. Definitely 3 times. And it is a ride. It's following this coach who gets brought in to like
Wow.
bring back this college football team, the Division III college football team. They try to bring him back into the light and like save the school. So they bring in this coach who is like super controversial and like had something happen where he was trying to, I don't know what he was trying to like benefit his athletes and put something in the water that almost killed all of them. And
Jeez.
like so he was like, oh, what's happening? And then like
Wow.
yeah, it didn't go well. And so he then gets brought to the school to try to revive the program, and nobody really knows like what they're doing. They're just basically showing up. But the gym teacher is like an all-American football player and like was one of the top players ever. And so
Right.
he's like their gym teacher, and they're like, oh,
Damn.
or their athletic director, maybe that's what it was. He was the athletic director, and he's like, oh, well, I can be the coach. And they're like, no, we're gonna bring in this other guy. So the two of them are trying to coach, but they just can't like get it together. And the guy who's crazy is crazy through the entire movie. He would grab the chain gang. They've got the giant stick. And so he had that, and he put it on his bicycle, and they would be doing wind sprints, and he would be jousting them while he was riding his bicycle.
What the?
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
The movie's wild. You gotta watch it. I recommend it. It's hilarious. There's a lot of just everything in the movie. It's got what is his name? He's a comedian. I gotta look him up. I can't remember. But the whole thing is just a classic underdog story. Football. It's you guys got to check it out. And as soon as I get the name, I'll let you know.
Right.
But
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up here.
Okay.
It has Andy Dick. That's who it was. Andy Dick.
Oh, okay, gotcha, yep. Just speaking of absolutely
that's cool.
fantastic sports movies, and just like legitimately fantastic sports movies here. The one that Caleb was talking about before when he said Keanu Reeves is a movie that I talked to the guys about before called The Replacements that came out in, I believe it was the 90s. It has a young Keanu Reeves and Gene Hackman in it, and it's awesome. It's about this group of it's about this professional football team in this alternative universe that basically their entire team goes on strike, and in order to continue the season, they bring on Gene Hackman as a coach, and he hires a bunch of these players that he's been scouting who aren't actual football players. They're doing other jobs, but they have like all the natural talents of the different positions on the team. And it's Keanu Reeves is like a college quarterback who had like fallen from grace, and he like ends up being the QB for the team. And it's just a really touching and awesome story. It's wicked funny in it. It's just a pretty unsung gem by both Keanu Reeves' category and Gene Hackman's as well. Huge, highly recommend you check it out. It's called The Replacements again. So, wicked good.
It's kind of like out of Keanu Reeves' normal role.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, Keanu Reeves is pretty action centric, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Pretty. It's into that sci-fi
Nick,
CinnamonToast.
was it me and you that watched?
CinnamonToast sci-fi.
Was it me and you Nick, that watched a rugby?
Yes, there was. It was called Forever Strong.
Forever Strong. Was that with the kid that was in juvenile? Yeah, juvenile detention. Okay, that was the. Okay, yeah. That was
It's
a cool movie.
the rugby version of Gridiron Gang.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
I remember. Yeah, that like the sports.
It's
doc
Forever Strong is a beautiful movie. I think it's super underrated. It's based on a true story. It's rugby kid has some issues, gets sent to a juvenile detention center, and the only team he can play on is his rugby team's rival. It's the only team he's allowed to play on because it's the closest to the juvenile detention center. He doesn't want to do it, but he does it, and the coach that's there is very different. He's community oriented. He is all about the players and wants the players to succeed post rugby. And so he'll meet with them and talk to them about their goals and what they want to do in their lives, and get to know the players so that they trust him, he trusts them. And so it's a beautiful film that goes around that. And his dad, the kid that goes to the juvenile detention center, his dad is actually the coach of his rugby team that he played on before he went to the juvenile detention center. And then he's playing for the rival school, and he has to make a decision if he's the dad or going to the dad's team, or if he's going to stay with his rugby team. But while I'm, got the mic here, I just might as well hit us with a drink up, boys. We hit that 20-minute mark.
Cheers.
Drink up.
But classic movie, classic film, all around great.
Absolutely. And
Yeah, I remember watching
Nick,
that.
I actually you had mentioned this to us before, and I think we brought up a good topic suggested by Nick's sister. said that every 20 minutes we end up bringing up a new topic or a new question. I think it's an excellent idea, and I think we should implement it here. So let's move on to the
Thanks, sis. You
next
rock.
question area.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, she is awesome. She's big supporter of the show, way out there in Indiana. So.
Yeah, repping.
Speaking of supporters,
Indiana.
in the middle of the show here, I know we usually save this towards the end, but just a big thanks to everybody, all of these other podcasts that have been supporting the heck out of us on Instagram. It's been awesome. Thank you guys for that so much. So,
y'all the real ones. Cheers to you.
Huge.
Hey, cheers to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers to you guys. Yeah, big cheers.
Cheers.
It's because of you guys we were able to hit our first milestone of over 100 views, guys. Across all of the episodes, we have reached over 100, which is amazing.
Yeah, not bad for.
It's pretty something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So huge shout out to you guys. Obviously, literally couldn't have done it without you. So thank you so much. Yeah. So we'll move on to the next thing, guys. Who is the movie character you would most like to fuck?
Wow.
That's aggressive.
Oh, God.
That's an aggressive.
For me, mine's Jabba the Hutt. You know, he's gelatinous, he's squishy, he's really silky smooth, looking like he'd be a lot of fun. You know, to get all up in there.
Yo, I second that. Yo, I second that. Yeah, he do be kind of squishy though.
You know that's the Sarlacc pit?
Yeah, the Sarlacc pit was a close second. The only thing that turned me off from it was all of those jagged teeth. I feel like it'd fuck my penis up pretty bad, you know?
Yep.
I'm like, I don't like that you got me thinking about that.
Sorry, dude. I had to preach the truth. You know how it is.
Caught off guard.
Yeah, like now that's in, like, that's like burned in my brain right now. Images I don't want to see, but I can't unsee them.
Yeah.
Oh man, wild.
Yeah, I guess biggest like actress crush for a while was Anna Kendrick from Pitch Perfect for a while. But like now I don't know. Now I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
no, that's
been
fair.
some time since then, a few years.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, Giraffe. We all know who your celebrity crush is.
Yeah, I've had the same celebrity crush for the last like 10 years. Yeah, for a while. None other than Natalie Portman. I mean, come on.
Yeah. NP.
Yeah, she's a goddess, dude.
Yeah, she was here when we filmed. She filmed that movie here. Labor Day?
No, she did not. Trust me.
No, I'm sorry, thinking Kate Winslet.
They are very different actors.
Wasn't that Kate Winslet? Not.
Wait, Labor Day was Mel Gibson, right?
Labor Day is not what?
No, Mel
Labor
Gibson
Day-
did do a movie
wait, Labor Day's not a Mel Gibson movie.
in this area,
What?
but the Labor Day movie was
Josh
with
Brolin.
Kate Winslet.
And
That was a different. And Josh Brolin, the guy who did Thanos.
Oh.
Yeah.
We did have the judge
Yeah.
here.
The Judge with Robert Downey Jr.
But yeah, then there was a judge. But
Yeah, dude, it was wild that the Judge was filmed here. I mean, tiny little Shelburne Falls in the middle of nowhere had both Robert Duvall and Robert Downey Jr. That's crazy.
I know.
They're gonna be filming. Is it Dexter?
Wait, really? They're filming another season of Dexter?
Yeah, they're filming next season that they didn't think was gonna happen in Shelburne, I think, or somewhere.
Of what show?
Of Dexter, yeah.
Dexter.
Oh,
There's
whoa.
going to be a new season of Dexter because everybody thought it finished and it was supposed to be finished, but now they're doing another season in in our area.
Wow.
Yeah, in the falls.
I mean, that's pretty cool then.
Yeah. I remember getting Robert Downey Jr.'s autograph though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I was with you, Joe.
Highlight.
Remember that.
It was a good time.
Oh yeah.
Mine is like barely still visible.
Yeah.
Mine was on the back of the Newberry Comics business card or something. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I think I still have that around. I think that one's still doing good.
Mine was on the back of a phone case, and I proceeded, I think that same day, to drop my phone case or my phone at Caleb's house and shatter the screen. So the whole case got taken off. Everything was
So
rubbed
when you
off.
caught it on your pocket?
Yeah. I like pulled it out of my pocket and it got caught and it fell like 4 feet to the floor in an otter box and shattered
Yeah,
for
the
whatever
big beefy
reason.
case, and it just like didn't do anything. So, but
I was pissed.
Man.
yeah,
I was pissed.
no, but-
Blake's, let's get back to this, Blake's. Who you got?
Yeah, so I got to go with Emma Stone. She is just she's an awesome actress, wicked good in comedic and dramatic roles. She is just like seems like a person that'd be wicked fun to hang
Yeah.
out with too, like outside of
Oh.
her roles and things like that. And
She is,
on top of that, she's rocked like every hair color ever, and like looks great in all of them. And throwing back to earlier, Nick, she was in Superbad too.
She is in Superbad.
Yeah.
yeah, damn.
Oh
That's
man.
funny.
I have always Jennifer Aniston.
Oh yeah. Oh
Always.
Oh, yep.
She's great in everything. She again, super fun,
right.
bubbly personality. Like Friends. Anyone who's seen
Yeah,
Friends, she's great.
Yeah.
Horrible Bosses
Yeah.
when she's the dentist. Yeah,
That
great movie. Underrated movie. Underrated movie.
Yeah, that's such a fun movie.
But yeah, no, I would definitely. I'd have to go with, Jennifer Aniston.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's true. She's like in her 50s now, and she's honestly just aged like fine wine, just like gotten better the older she's gotten, I swear to God. So, yeah. But moving on to the next topic. What would you guys say is your favorite movie series of all time? Of any genre. Like, what would be your pick for that? So, it's a tough one. So, I'll start, and I got to go with, honestly, we just rewatched the entire trilogy, but Lord of the Rings, man, was an awesome movie series. It is the best part of high fantasy that you can imagine. It's corny, it's ridiculous, but it's like got a really good story behind it, and you just gotta love everything about it, and all of us guys here, after just playing D&D with all the guys here and then rewatching this as an adult, there's just such a comparison. Right. It's just like the best D&D campaign of all time. Really, that's exactly what I feel about Lord of the Rings. It's wonderful in every sort of corny, ridiculous, nerdy way.
I don't know. I'm not a big movie guy myself. I'll be honest with you right now. Not a huge movie buff. With that said, if I had to pick my favorite series, I would say Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now, I've tried Harry Potter. Couldn't get into it. I tried Pirates of the Caribbean. Couldn't get into it. Lord of the Rings, tried. It wasn't for me. And which is crazy because, I love those sort of things, but for whatever reason, I couldn't get into it. But the Star Wars movies have always held a special place in my heart. And I think a lot of it, when you watch them in order, the correct order, not the number order. You watch them in the correct order, you see how the movie progresses in such a beautiful way. Everything about it, the different effects. You think back to episode 4.
Yeah.
It was filmed in the 70s. Yep. And the special effects in that movie
77
were way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Argue with me if you want, but they were
a lot of
beautiful.
innovation.
You look to even...
No,
so
they were.
Where I agree with Noah is the story in the last 3 movies, not great.
Right.
The last 3 movies definitely weren't the best. And the movie quality as to the story has definitely gone down since the 70s. But the one thing that stayed true is they've kept the effects going with everything. And as everything has become more modern, the newest movies, the effects are bonkers. There's so many things going on everywhere. There's explosions and bullets and zoom, craziness. But the effects have always been there and improved
Right.
with time. The characters have been there. And sure, some of them have improved and some of them have disappeared, but the characters have all been the same.
Yeah.
You know, we saw Luke and Han through, 4, 5, 6, we've seen them, right? They've done it all. We've watched them grow old, just as we had seen Obi-Wan and we had seen, Anakin to Darth Vader, and you see the progression and you kind of grow with the characters through all of the movies, and they take place over such a vast time. It's beautiful. The whole thing is the way that they did it was great. The story got shaky when they kept trying to go with it. Fingers crossed they end it,
Right.
but it needs to come to a point. But I would say that's my favorite series as far as series
Yeah.
go.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It was beautifully said.
I guess in like along that terms would be like for me, I guess the one that kind of comes to mind, because they just kind of hold a safe like place in my heart, would be the Harry Potter movies. I think one of my favorites is the fourth movie, which is the Goblet of Fire, stuff like that. Just because like I like the characters, the world, like everything in the story going on. It's a movie like I watched all those movies like a lot when I was younger, especially just like over and over and over again, just because like I don't know, I always like loved being in that world, and so just like I don't know, they just like always, I don't know, they were like when I watched them, they were like my safe place, could watch them and just be comfortable and everything, but yeah, I don't know, I think it's just like the Harry Potter movies, and I don't think I've watched. I'm trying to think of like all the big like movie series, but yeah, I think it's just Harry Potter for me. I guess the second would be the Resident Evil series, because the Resident Evil movie, the first one is probably like one of my top favorite movies, because it's like, I guess technically in terms of critics' eyes and everybody, that's like the one and only good movies of the series. That and maybe the second one, but I don't know. I love those movies. I love the video games that came before them and stuff like that. And even though as they go on, the more that there's like 6 or 7 of them or something like that, or I think there's like 6. They don't get better at all. But I still like watching them. I still like watching them, so. But yeah, I think my go-to is Harry Potter, definitely.
Yeah, that's a solid
What about
pick.
you, Giraffe?
Yeah, so I kind of follow Noah a little bit. He kind of stole mine. So like I would have said Star Wars. 'Cause I like Star Wars. But like yeah, that new trilogy. There are definitely parts I really like, but it just we basically said it. It just wasn't the best. But yeah, Lord of the Rings has always been like my favorite movie series, I guess. It like Noah really said it the best. It's just a really good story, really good characters that you grow in love with, and if you watch the extended editions, it really just like is a really good full story. And like I love that type of high fantasy stuff. And it's just I don't know, it's just a really good story, and it sucks you in. And every time I watch it, I
Right.
forget how good it is, and then I just remember how good they are. But I guess if I have to pick a second one, so that it was like different than everyone else, I would probably go with like honestly the Terminator series.
Ooh, bold move.
I know a lot of people like as they go on,
Ooh, that's a good one too.
they like them less and less. But like, like the first one it's classic, but it's rough. The second one's amazing. Third one I think is like underrated.
Yeah.
And the fourth and fifth one are But like the newest one that just came out was actually like really good. Number 6. So I don't know if they're probably gonna make more.
That's cool.
But yeah, so if I had to choose 2, I'd
That's
probably
good,
choose those 2.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Giraffe, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of surprised you didn't choose the Dark Knight series.
Oh, oh, dang it, Noah.
You want to take it
know.
back?
I don't know why. I don't know why I completely forgot. Christopher Nolan is my favorite movie director. Batman is just a great superhero, and Okay, all right. The Dark Knight series trilogy is just like it's just like a superhero series done in a way you've never seen before. I mean, in all three movies together, he used less CGI than like 90% of movies, and it's a superhero movie. And like it's just such like a realistic take on it. And I know so many people hated the way they did Bane, and I know it's not how he's done, but I still liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was different. And the Joker, Heath Ledger, I mean, it's just you can't beat it. You know, it's just so.
It's
just
perfect.
all the actors in that series are all phenomenal. They all do their role exactly how it was meant to be, and as many portrayals of those characters as you make, that series will always have the best version of them. But it's just different because it has that Christopher Nolan aspect to all the movies, that it's like there's always a surprise or a twist, or like the way it's pieced together, you have to be like paying attention the whole time. And it's just such a beautiful series, and it all connects and interlays with each other. So yeah, I don't know how I forgot about that series. I guess I'm actually probably gonna go with that. So
yeah, I gotta say, I gotta be honest. I think that The Dark Knight, the second movie in the Dark Knight series, is probably one of the best, if not the best, superhero movie ever made. Period. It is perfection to Batman's story. It is absolute perfection.
Yeah,
it deals with. I mean, first off, Christian Bale's depiction of Batman is the best one. I will argue tooth and nail anybody else.
We hit that 40-minute mark.
He is
you best
amazing.
drink up, boys.
He absolutely crushed it.
Cheers.
Drink up. And of course, Heath Ledger, R.I.P., our boy. But he just, you will never see a Joker again like Heath Ledger did the Joker. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
it really, so no other way to say it.
He was fun. He was he was fun. He was different. He was dark. He was also lighthearted in a way. He was crazy but sane. He was terrifying in some places, but you also like wanted him to win in a way. It was so odd.
Yeah.
Like it was,
you felt
but it
bad
was
for him.
perfect. That's what the Joker's supposed to be.
No, I agree. I think actually.
Yeah. I will say too, I think that like what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. The new Joker movie.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin
Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, there it is. I think that his portrayal was like really good, top tier, like a great job, and like he portrayed it in a really different and awesome way. I think just like that just shows though how perfect Heath Ledger's was, because like that still just doesn't beat it, just because like it was just like Heath Ledger, just like one of those like once in a lifetime acting, portrayals that you'll never see again.
I think one of my other
I agree.
like
That's
favorite.
fair. Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
thinking about it now. Movie series, is actually the Starship Troopers like series. I don't know if you guys ever seen those Starship Troopers. Oh, it's so good. The first one's like the best one.
I don't think I've seen them.
They have the second and third one. But they're just like, I don't know. It's just like a movie about like Marines and like troopers like that like fight bugs on like alien planets, and like the bugs are like their main enemy, like the aliens are big giant bugs that they have to fight. And then but essentially like the first one starts off, they attack Buenos Aires, and I think that's what and like they destroy it with like a giant meteor or something, and then like they're all sent out to go attack and kill like one of the home planets of the bugs. But so that's like the first movie, but it's so like funny and like I don't know. It's just they're such good movies. Like not the best movies obviously, but those movies are fun to watch, definitely. But, yeah. But oh,
Nice.
oh, what about
Sounds pretty awesome.
Awesome.
What about like the Marvel movies though? Like, would you say like the Avengers would be separate?
Oh.
Yeah, that's like
Well, is that really a series though? I mean, it is, but it's not,
like
right?
such
Well,
a
like the Avengers series, the Iron Man series,
The
that's
cinematic
what I was gonna say,
universe
such
is
a big.
I don't know, the couple Ant-Man movies. I don't. Yeah.
So, guys, I gotta tell you, upon reflection of the MCU to date, I have watched the majority of all the movies in the MCU. I have not seen. I think there's only a couple that I haven't seen. I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which
Yeah,
I heard was good. I still haven't seen that one. And I haven't seen
It's good.
That one's that one's good,
Captain
too.
Marvel. And I haven't seen
It's good.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Homecoming.
The new
Oh,
one
Far
that just
From Home,
came
sorry.
out.
I
Far
haven't
From
seen-
Home.
I haven't
There
seen
we
either
go.
of the Spider-Man movies.
Far From Home.
Yeah,
It's good.
I haven't seen
either
those
of the new
three.
ones.
But I have to say, upon reflection, I think the MCU did a fine job, but they definitely, upon reflection, had some weak points they should have ironed out. More specifically, this is a hot take here, but
It's very hot.
I think
It's very
that
hot.
Infinity War was better than Endgame. I think that
Yeah.
Infinity
I
War
agree
was
with
much better than Endgame.
I agree with you.
I
agree.
think Endgame was fine, but I kind of don't like the time travel bit of Endgame. Like, I get they had to do something like that, but I think that was just, I don't know. I always have a hard time with time travel as the reason why things get fixed. Like, I think that that's a little bit convoluted. It's a little bit cliche. I just don't vibe with it. Like, it just didn't feel like Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, that did not feel like, other than Doctor Strange, which makes sense, but he got turned to dust. Like, you know, I was figured that was going to be like, oh, now time travel's out of the question because Doctor Strange is gone. Like, you know, that would have made sense, but they still somehow found a way, and I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that explanation as to how they were able to go back and beat Thanos. I thought that Thanos winning at the end of Infinity War was the best cliffhanger, drop-off, whatever you want to call it, in cinema history. It was amazing. Because I watched it with you guys, and I remember leaving the theater and looking at Caleb and being like, I don't know how I feel right now. Like, I feel so empty. Like, I
cried.
Like, I just sat through 3 hours of this, and I feel so dead inside afterwards.
So I have a question
what
for you
is
then,
this
Noah.
feeling?
What would you want, or what would you like to see from the next big like Marvel movie or movies? Like what?
All right, so I think the next thing that I would like to see is the continuation of Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier. Well, I guess it's not. Or excuse me, not Falcon.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Hawkeye. That is the
Falcon.
wrong universe. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And his new take on
That universe is strong.
Captain America, because obviously, like Joe mentioned in the beginning, huge spoilers, but you know, Falcon takes on the mantle of Captain America at the end of the movie, and hits him and Bucky.
Chris Evans is going to be reprising his role as Captain America, and he hasn't there's something like
Really?
came out that it's like, oh, maybe he's coming back, and then like I think like people were asking him or whatever on Twitter and all that stuff, and he didn't deny it, but he kind of teased people about it. So there's like a thing where he might be coming back. So
There's a whole comic series about
like, what was that, Jeff?
Yeah, there's a whole comic series about Captain America after he like dies, where he's older, and he gives the shield to Falcon, and Bucky's like in the series too. So he's older, but he's still like Captain America, but like Falcon's like the main Captain America. I don't know. It's a really interesting comic series, but I don't know if like
Right.
that's like what
Maybe.
they're
I mean, that'd be
following,
an interesting
you know?
twist, right?
It'd be pretty cool if it was.
If they were to swing back toward that and keep
Yeah.
running with it.
There's also a whole bunch of I don't know if it's canon or not, but I also just noticed
Yeah.
there's the whole like different like Captain America like is it there like a whole like comics like series on like Captain America basically fighting himself with like another Captain America? I thought. So I didn't know if they were gonna do that. I just didn't
Probably
know
is.
if it's well, like if it's gonna be if it was like a canon or like a spin-off. There's so many. They're just like kind of spin-offs.
Yeah. It's
Actually,
crazy, yeah. I'm not sure.
You know, I actually have to say, I actually withdraw what I say before about wanting that to be my next Marvel movie. What I really want to be my next Marvel movie is a Moon Knight movie. Because I think that would be
Okay.
excellent. Like, that would be... Because Moon Knight is just, like, the weirdest anti-hero ever, because he's a schizophrenic. So, like... It's just really or he has I'm sorry, he's not a schizophrenic, he has multiple personality disorder. My apologies. So I just think it'd be a super interesting take to see how they could implement that hero anti-hero into the Marvel MCU. And I mean, if they did it right, I mean it could be like theoretically another Deadpool, because depending as to which personality Moon Knight has on, it can be hysterical. Like, his comics can be wicked funny.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I would be really interested to see how they could handle a Moon Knight story, or for that matter, even a I actually kind of wanted to see a Swarm movie too, make a Marvel horror movie out of Swarm, which would be kind of cool. So
That'd be pretty cool.
I would love to see Deadpool
If I were to give like
push his way into
Deadpool?
the Marvel Avengers
Yeah.
movies somehow.
That'd
I thought that there was
that'd be awesome.
I thought there was going to be, the way that his movies were like on the come up, and it was like as Marvel was starting to peak, and I was like, he's gonna be there somehow, some way. And that, but it'd be sick to see that in the future here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's talk about him, like how he's gonna enter into the MCU as well. But that would be fun. It would have been funny like to see him like do his Deadpool thing where like they're all fighting like Thanos in like Infinity War, and like there's just like a shot of like Thanos about to snap, but then he just comes up and like tries to beat him up, but then Thanos just like rips him in half or something, and then like he snaps or whatever, and then he's like says like some sort of quip as he's like blowing away in the dust or something. That would have been funny, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds. I'll tell you what, man. He the more I see of Ryan Reynolds, the more he gains my respect, because it's like the man will not accept failure. Because I mean, I'll be honest. The Green Lantern movie, a little bit rough. A little bit rough.
Yeah.
And,
a little bit.
Not the worst movie, but a little bit rough.
Didn't deserve as much hate as it got, but it deserves some
But
of
you
it.
know what? Yeah. But you know what? Honestly, though, the man was awesome. He got back up on his feet, and he said, I'm not giving up on the superhero game, and he did the role he was born to play. Honestly, in Deadpool, he did amazing. And I could not see Deadpool played as anybody else. He's awesome.
Actor.
He's just amazing.
Noah, have you seen Blade with Wesley Snipes, the vampire movie? Have you seen Blade Trinity?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the third movie, and he's
No, I have not.
and he's just like, I don't know, he's just funny. Yeah, he's funny, and he's like, it's funny.
Oh,
'cause him and
really?
Blade don't really don't really get along from what I remember, but he just like says funny shit and all that, everything. And there's again talks of
No kidding.
bringing Blade back, because he's he's Marvel. He's technically Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So,
Yeah, I did.
He
hear
is.
that, yeah.
reviving his character and maybe putting him into the MCU as well. or like writing him in. Yeah, so that would be cool.
Dude, that'd be wild. What is Wesley
Yeah, it's
Snipes
just
even
fun.
doing these days?
Nothing.
Probably in jail for tax fraud.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, I did not know about that.
Yeah, there was like a whole thing like years back where he got caught or something with like not paying taxes or something like that. I don't know what he's doing now or if like what's up with him, but yeah, it was
Holy shit!
oh, fun fact. Sorry, I'm trying to look.
Noah, back to
Oh
what you
my
said at the
gosh, that's
beginning
awesome.
about the whole Marvel thing. If I had to give like a quick, just kind of like overlook of the MCU, I know you kind of said like your opinion on it. I think I would say my personal opinion is that like in the history of movie series, it's the best. So I'm counting like from 2008, the first movie, to like 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, when they had the whole Thanos thing. So it was like 10 years. And so like 10 years, they put out like a bunch of movies. And I think, in my opinion, it's the best done I've seen in cinematic history as far as like loopholes and like things they could have done better. And like you said, yeah, there are things they could have done better. There were certain parts that weren't like as good, but I still think in like as far as like movie history, that's the best I've ever seen it and best it's been done. And they only had one actor change, which was the Hulk, which was Edward Norton. And like other than that, they had like the same actors for everything, and like really like no major loopholes other until really like the time travel thing. So I think you're right. There are definitely flaws, and I agree with that. But I think as far as like just the series as a whole, I think it's the best it's been done.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Giraffe. You mentioned yeah. I was say, Giraffe, you I it's funny because I always forget that it was only really a 10 11 year span that they came out with all those movies. Which is a pretty amazing feat, honestly,
2008
in of itself. But I wanted to ask you which Hulk was your favorite between Ruffalo and Norton, because I rewatched the Incredible Hulk, and Edward Norton did amazing in that role. Like, he was awesome.
Oh yeah, I think hands down, unpopular opinion, the Incredible Hulk movie is actually one of my favorite MCU movies out of all the movies. And Edward Norton I liked better, and the CGI Hulk I liked better. I think that this, like the Hulk they did in the newer ones, he looked too similar to Mark Ruffalo, and he looked a little too like CGI. And Mark Ruffalo is a good actor, don't get me wrong, nothing on him. I just don't think he fit as well seeing Edward Norton play him first. Especially like the four of us, we grew up like in the MCU. Like I remember when that was the only movie in the MCU and it came out, and I've followed them since they came out all the whole way along. So like I knew Edward Norton first. And that's just I think that's just my personal preference.
I saw this one like recently as well. Apparently, well, I guess the true use of the Hulk, like the Hulk, like not like Banner's like personality with him, just like the Hulk, was only properly used once, and that was Thor Ragnarok, where Hulk was like the Hulk, like without.
Oh, you're right.
Like,
yeah,
like
I get what you're saying.
Before it was like either just Banner or like in Endgame and stuff, where like he was Banner Hulk or whatever, like he was like the mixture. But like when there was just the Hulk being his like Hulk self, it was really just Thor Ragnarok, other than the Incredible Hulk, But that was like, so they didn't really use it that much.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, it was the only time where the Hulk actually had complete control was in those 2 points.
They didn't use it too much. Also, another fun fact about Wesley Snipes again. His apartment in New York City was actually destroyed in the collapse of the World Trade Center in September 11. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's dramatic. That's crazy.
Yeah. Also,
that poor guy.
So he's good. No.
Oh, okay. So he's not in jail as we know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got time to make more Blade. Right on.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that the early MCU had it going on. Like, it's funny because when a lot of these first MCU movies came out, like, they caught a lot of crap. Like, a lot of them did. Like Caleb said, the Incredible Hulk movie, even after release, got some bad review. The first Captain America got bad review from when it first came out. Not terrible, but not great. It was pretty mixed. Upon watching it, honestly, the first Captain America is my favorite of the Captain America movies. Like, I think it's awesome. Civil War was really good too, don't get me wrong, but like, and Winter Soldier was fine. I didn't have a problem with Winter Soldier, but the first one is amazing. It's awesome. It's wicked good. And the first Iron Man is my favorite MCU movie. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, the origin stories are really good. They're underrated.
Ask, like, what because we talked about a lot of movie series, like great movie series. What's like the best movie, like the soundtrack, like out of all of them? Do you like? Yeah.
Ooh. That is a tough question.
Hey, we hit that hour mark, boys. We best be drinking up.
Oh man. We got to answer this one quick, boys. We're almost out of time. Well, you know what? I've got a really hard time with this one because there's a lot of really good movie soundtracks out there. I think about it, and honestly, I have to go with Star Wars. I have to go with any movie in the Star Wars series because John Williams is an incredible composer. He is absolutely phenomenal. Probably one of the best modern composers ever. He should be renowned in every single composer Hall of Fame that exists because he's phenomenal.
Like built like soundtrack, like original soundtrack. Yeah, but like if we're not gonna go like original, probably around like like movies like Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor Ragnarok, like they don't have like they're not original. They're like already composed songs. Like in terms of like good like soundtrack placement and everything, definitely Guardians of the Galaxy probably.
The Black Panther soundtrack though.
True.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty banging. It's pretty. Yeah, got all that Kendrick all up in there.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Pretty good.
So good.
That's why Nick likes it.
No.
Yeah, Giraffe. What you got, buddy?
Yeah, I'd probably go with Noah. It's just he's a good composer, and it's just like probably the one I've grown up with and known the most. So.
Yeah, as soon as one plays, you think of it.
Well, I mean, honestly, guys, think about Vader's walk-in music, and you play that, and every person on the planet knows what it's from. And to me, that proves it's an incredible soundtrack there and then. You play that noise, the Imperial, I think it's called Imperial March or Imperial
March,
something or
Imperial March,
and it's incredible. Everybody, you hear that, and every person hears that and they go, Darth Vader. That's it. They know immediately. Exactly. It's awesome. That's like, and that to me, that's iconic. That's iconic music right there.
Yeah, it is.
You're right about that.
It is.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You know what? I gotta say, guys, if we together were to give give an award for the near the end of the show here for the most accomplished movie, series, or individual of all time, who would we give it to? To me, I give it to Star Wars. I cannot. There has been no other movie in my mind that has made such a cultural change to anywhere. Yeah. I mean, that original trilogy from Star Wars made being a nerd an okay thing. It made it be in such a way where it affected all audiences. It wasn't just the nerd culture. It was everybody. Everyone on the planet knows what Star Wars is. To this day, every kid grows up and still knows what Star Wars is. The Darth Vader mask, everybody knows who that is. That's what I mean. That is the most culturally impacting movie that I think I can put out there. that's it. Star Wars, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I
you really
think
can't
that
argue
covers
with
it.
it.
I think that's
Kind of have to agree with you.
you look at what it's accomplished, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, what has the Star Wars saga
Yeah.
accomplished over the years? Started in the 70s. We're pushing, well, when the last one came out, 2019, right? 2018, 2019?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
2019.
almost 50 years of
Yeah.
movies. Like, not continuous, obviously, but to be around for 50 years and stay relevant and then be able to continue making movies, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Like, Star Wars, I'm with Noah, is hands down the most accomplished.
Yeah, I get and culturally, yeah, I'd probably have to agree. There's a lot of like movies that have like impacted like at least like the movie industry or imprinted on like people's lives maybe or were massively successful, like Avatar, like the movie, like yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that movie. That's actually
Yeah,
one of my top movies.
like
So.
yeah,
That's a good one.
I don't know how I don't think it is still now, but for a very long time it's held the top like most like selling like a movie and everything. But like yeah, like
I'm pretty sure.
Is it still?
Pretty sure it is. Like that was a really.
damn, if it still
yeah.
is, holy crap, because it's.
It was a really big. Like it won a lot of
Yeah.
things.
But yeah, like that
yeah,
like
it broke a lot of
it's not
records.
Yeah.
But it's not like Star Wars level where it's continuously talked to about to this day. Yeah, they have movies more like eventually coming out, like a whole bunch of movies still planned, but I don't know. And then then you have like again movies like right,
So excited! Can't
like
wait.
Titanic and stuff like that. But I don't know. I get yeah, probably like in terms of massive scale and cultural impact, probably.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to.
Yeah.
I guess I'd have to say like, talking about series, I'd agree with Noah and say as a series Star Wars, because like I said, the MCU was the most impressive, I guess, for like just that time slot. But Star Wars, like Nick said, is over like 50 plus years and it's still relevant. So I think as a series, definitely Star Wars. But if we were to pick like a standalone movie, I'd probably go with Avatar. It was so ahead of its time and it just broke so many records. And that's like a top 5 movie for me. I actually forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
But, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was in theaters forever. It was huge. You know, everybody saw Avatar when it was out. When it was in theaters, everybody saw it. There was no question. It was the top grossing movie of all time. I mean, that's an amazing feat.
Yeah.
Like I said, I of course, you know, I think individual movies, you're probably right on that, Giraffe. I think it's just I just think that the reach of LucasArts, Star Wars, and Disney is so huge now that like it's just everybody knows what it is. I mean, look at what The Mandalorian has done for Disney Plus.
So
that's all I have to say.
So
it's so relevant.
The highest grossing films of all time. Number 1, Avengers Endgame.
This is looking that up.
With $2,797,000,000 dollars, and then it's Avatar with $2,790,000,000. So there's a $7 million difference. And then the next one is Titanic with $2,194,000,000. So that's like a big difference, but like Endgame just beat it out.
Yeah.
And that was 2019. And Avatar was in 2009.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy though.
And
10
then,
years
and
it
then
held
Star
that
Wars,
record.
The Force Awakens, and then Infinity War.
That's
So
nuts.
it's like
That's
Infinity
nuts.
War's up there. And then Jurassic World. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
World
that.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So.
yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn.
So. Yeah. So it sounds like you know we covered. You know, we too. After you guys listen to this episode, make sure to give us a shout out. You know, say like what your favorite film or film series was of all time. By all means, send us a quick shout out, and we'll be sure to mention that on our next time around here. We still haven't decided a topic for next week, so if you guys come up with anything, make sure to send us a direct message on our Instagram or Facebook. To be honest with you guys, our Twitter isn't quite as active, but those two, Facebook and Instagram, 100%. Come send us a message there. Would be love to talk with you guys about your favorite movie or movie series, and if you have any ideas of what we should drink or go over next week, by all means, hit us up.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Blake said it best.
Yeah, honestly.
Big thanks to everybody for tuning in this week, for the continued support. We love having, even if like we said from the start, even if we bring a smile to a single one of your faces or give you guys a little bit of escapism through your throughout your day just by listening to our podcast, that's what we do it for. We're here for you guys. We hope you enjoy our show. We love doing it here, and it's a huge pleasure. So thank you guys for taking time out of your day to listen to us. It's awesome.
Absolutely. We love y'all.
See you in the next episode.
See you guys.
Peace out.